ASEAN Today. I'm P. Arcangel of the Philippines GMA Network in Manila.
Salamat berjumpa lagi. I'm Dalton Tanonaka of Indonesia's Metro TV at the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta, and this is your monthly look at the dynamic Southeast Asia region. And we begin here at ASEAN headquarters, where regional diplomats and global partners welcomed a new leader. Vietnam's Lưu Long Minh was officially installed as Secretary General in a ceremony on January 9th. Minh is a career diplomat, last serving as Deputy Foreign Minister. Previous postings include New York and Geneva. The handover event was officiated by Indonesia's Foreign Minister Marty Natalegawa. It was also where ASEAN thanked and said goodbye to Sudin Pitsuwan, who is heading to a teaching position in Thailand. We will hear from Secretary General Minh in our hot seat interview shortly in this program. Indonesia's Natalegawa had just returned from a two-day mission in Myanmar's Rakhine State, where violence has displaced thousands of residents. Natalegawa said immediate help is needed to rebuild and reconcile in the area hit by sectarian conflict between Muslim Rohingyas and Buddhist Rakhines that began last May. Indonesia is providing humanitarian aid worth $1 million. Natalegawa visited several camps where displaced residents found refuge from the violence.
The people in the affected communities have been very welcoming as well into Indonesia's engagement, but we must deliver quickly. We don't wish to see a situation of prolonged emergency of this type. We must quickly move beyond the emergency phase into reconstruction, rehabilitation.
More than 100 people have been killed and thousands of homes burned in this conflict.
A few days earlier, Myanmar celebrated the 65th anniversary of its independence. Thousands of military personnel, government officials, and residents took part in this parade in the capital Nai Pi Tao on January 4th. Vice President Sai Mauk Kam addressed the nation in the annual event, calling for a peaceful society. The celebration was held a day after military airstrikes against rebels in Myanmar's northern Kachin district. In Cambodia, the ruling People's Party and supporters marked the 34th anniversary of the fall of the Khmer Rouge regime on January 7th. The day is commemorated as the country's second birth. 10,000 people attended this rally wearing party t-shirts and caps. Government leaders during the Vietnamese occupation addressed the gathering. There were also performances of traditional Khmer dancers and drummers. Doves were released as symbols of peace. A Vietnamese national was arrested in Thailand for having more than $500,000 worth of rhinoceros horn. Customs agents grabbed Pan Quang Lok when he came through Bangkok's international airport from Ethiopia on January 6th. In his luggage were 4 horns in all, cut into 6 sections with a total weight of 10 kilograms. X-ray machines located the pieces packed in a large hollow clay model of a hippopotamus. Rhino horn is made of keratin, believed to cure illnesses in powdered form. There has been a huge surge in rhino killings in the past few years, with more than 600 reported in South Africa last year. The animal is an endangered species protected by international law. A party in Jakarta marked the beginning of a year of celebrations observing the 40th year of Asean-Japan relations. Japan's ASEAN ambassador Kimihiro Ishikane offered ongoing support through diplomatic and financial assistance. He read a message from Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who had been visiting Indonesia on January 18th.
With the visit of Prime Minister as the first destination of his foreign visit, we would like Prime Minister Abe himself would like to demonstrate the political commitment on the part of Japan with regard to our partnership of ASEAN.
Japan was the first dialogue partner to establish a resident ambassador to ASEAN in 2010.
Indonesia, move over. Thailand is now producing a specialty coffee with a similar source but higher in price. ASEAN Today's Zelda Savitri explains.
If you're an adventurous coffee lover, then Thailand's black ivory coffee is one to try. This beverage is made from beans that have passed through an elephant's digestive system, similar to Indonesia's luwak coffee that produced by civets. The man behind this business is Canadian Blake Dinkin. He says the elephant's physiology and herbivore diet combine to create a unique taste.
When an elephant eats coffee, that there's an enzymatic reaction, so there's acid in the stomach, and that breaks down the protein found in coffee. So protein's one of the factors responsible for bitterness. And so as a result, you've got a coffee without the bitterness of regular coffee.
It takes 33 kilograms of coffee beans fed to the animals to produce 1 kilogram of suitable beans. The undigested beans are hand-picked from the elephant's dung before going through careful and secret processes. Blake has spent 9 years and a total of $300,000 developing his specialty product. But it's paying off. 1 kilo of black ivory sells for $1,100. Only 70 kilograms have been produced to date, making it even more exclusive and special.
I loved it. It was something different. There's definitely something wild about it that I can't put a name on.
Very interesting, very novel. The flavor's nice.
Plans are to boost production sixfold this year. If successful, this coffee collaboration between man and beast will pump out profits that will more than return Dinkin's investment. Zelda Savitri for ASEAN Today.
More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly.
And we will hear directly from the new leader of ASEAN, Lulong Min, on territorial conflicts and the role of the Secretary General next.
You're watching ASEAN Today.
And this month we come to you from Manila and Jakarta. Brunei says it will pursue a binding code of conduct in the territorial conflict in the South China Sea. This year's ASEAN chair hopes to reduce tensions over claims by China in the area rich in oil and vital to global shipping. ASEAN members Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei and the Philippines all have claims in the disputed waters. China and some states want to negotiate between themselves. ASEAN is calling for a group resolution. The South China Sea issue is one of the new ASEAN leaders' pressing matters. Lulong Min faced the news media for the first time at the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta on January 9th. He began by addressing the territorial conflict.
I think the priority for ASEAN and China now is to engage early in negotiations with the view to, having an early conclusion of a code of conduct on the South China Sea. As you know, South China Sea has many important international seaways, and here it is not only the issue of peace and stability for the countries in ASEAN, for the country in the region. It is also an issue of maritime security and safety of navigation of interest to many countries. South China Sea is not the only issue on ASEAN's agenda. The most important focus on building the ASEAN community on all three pillars, and it is important that we have sustainable and coordinated progress on in the process of building all three communities, because without progress on any other community, the progress we have been able to achieve and that we will be able to achieve cannot be sustained. The kind of support and resistance ASEAN have been able to stand to Myanmar in overcoming the consequences of the Nakis disaster was very important, and this kind of support that ASEAN can stand to member states. I mean, in case of such emergencies, would be something that ASEAN is ready to stand. Roles of the Secretariat, I mean, is defined in the ASEAN Charter, and the work of the Secretariat, which I lead, will be done under the Charter.
Min's career as a diplomat began in 1975 in Vietnam's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. More ASEAN Today is coming up shortly.
We go diving in one of Indonesia's prime destinations. Why the waters of Jailolo Bay are such an attraction? That's ahead.
This is ASEAN Today. I'm Dalton Tanonaka in Jakarta.
And I'm Pia Arcangel in Manila. Singapore's top jockey had the crowd roaring in Hong Kong. ASEAN Today's Marisa Anita reports on the last gasp victory of Southeast Asia's man in the saddle. This race was anyone's to win. Several jockeys were in position to claim the lucrative International Jockeys Challenge in Hong Kong last month. Brazilian native João Moreira has ruled racing in Singapore for the past 3 years. Here in Hong Kong's Happy Valley racetrack, he was aboard Noble Deluxe and not favored to win. But Moreira made a hard charge from well back in the field to nip Australian Zach Purton at the finish line.
I was just so excited after the race. To be very honest, just after cross the post on the last race, I didn't think that I won because it was quite close. Once I saw on the total the result of my horse in front, I was just on top of the moon. So yeah, I'm just so happy. I have no word to describe how happy I am.
Pre-race favorite Purton had looked on course to claim the winner's trophy after he and Chancellor hit the front on the home stretch.
I thought I had the series in the bag, and I thought I had that last leg won, and to be touched off by nose, it doesn't go down very easy.
Moreira claimed the 500,000 Hong Kong dollar prize with the victory. He said he will now consider riding more in Hong Kong and Australia after this high-profile success. But Moreira paid tribute to his home base Singapore, saying he loved racing the Lion City where everything turned up roses in the winner's circle. Marisa Anita for ASEAN Today.
Here are several events on the ASEAN calendar. Laos celebrates its month-long Wat Po Festival in February with buffalo fighting and elephant races. Art Fair Philippines is set to run from February 7th to the 10th in Makati City. And preparations are underway for a giant puppet parade in Siem Reap in Cambodia on February 23rd. Indonesia is home to some of the best dive spots in the world. And visitors to one area in Maluku at the eastern end of the archipelago always leave amazed. ASEAN Today's Valdia Baraputri takes us to Jailolo Bay.
Jailolo is a district of the West Halmahera region in Maluku. Divers around the world come here to enjoy the waters of its beautiful bay. Getting to the dive site is part of the experience.
So this is the traditional West Halmahera vehicle called gontor. It's actually beca bermotor, which means pedicab with motorcycle on the back. Very unique. Very unique, and this is a very open vehicle like pedicab, but no worries because there's so minimum pollution in Halmahera, Jailolo.
At this site near the small island of Matui, instructors stand ready to assist divers in the preparation of their equipment and to guide them to the most exciting spots. Those who come are refreshed by what they see and feel.
Very good place. It has a very beautiful scenery.
Like other spectacular dive sites in Indonesia, Jailolo has tremendous visibility, making it much easier to admire the inhabitants of the reefs below. Some coral formations are so big that they resemble tables. But not all of the wonder here are easy to spot. Rare marine life such as electric lamb and the pygmy seahorse choose to hide beneath coral. But seeking them out in such pristine destinations makes Jailolo such a rewarding experience as truly great dive spots become more rare. Valdia Baraputri for Asian Today, Halmahera, Maluku.
We do appreciate your feedback on ASEAN Today. And joining us with this month's comment is Duridi Siti Chanya of the ASEAN Secretariat. Dee, good to see you again. We got a lot of response to the new Secretary General.
Yes, we did, Dalton. Let's get to them. Craig in Yangon posted this on the ASEAN Secretariat Facebook page. Congratulations, Mr. Lelongmin. Be sure to keep Myanmar's special challenges in mind. I'm sure he will, Craig. Nabila tweeted this from Brunei. I hope there will be much more progress in ASEAN development in your hands. And Devi from Indonesia posted this on ASEAN Today Facebook page. Can ASEAN Today be on every week, please? Thank you for wanting more, Devi, but we're a monthly program for now. Let us know what you're thinking. Please email us at aseanttoday.tv@gmail.com. Post something on our Facebook page or tweet us at ASEAN Today TV.
All right, Dee, thank you very much. Pia.
Elephants have always been a special part of Thailand's culture. And they were in the spotlight in special makeup during a 5-day event in Lampang. White elephants are believed to be tied to royalty, and these 5 animals were powdered from tail to trunk. This event through January 13th was held by the Thai Elephant Conservation Center and showcased exhibitions of elephant artifacts, local products, and a photo contest. And that's ASEAN Today for this month. Salamat po. I'm PR Kanghel of the Philippines GMA Network in Manila.
Terima kasih. I'm Dalton Tanonaka of Indonesia's Metro TV in Jakarta. Thank you for watching and see you again next month.